You can be somebody who's done a lot of healing work. You can know your childhood wounds. You can know your attachment style. You can even know your triggers and still feel stuck in a cycle where when you get activated, you become reactive. And you wonder why. I've done the healing work. I understand my patterns. So why is this still happening? Because healing isn't just about insight. It's actually about relationship. So today, I want to talk about why healing happens in layers and why each layer requires a stronger, more secure relationship with yourself. Insight does help you see the patterns, but it doesn't automatically change how you respond when you are triggered. You can know something intellectually and still react from an old threat response. These patterns are layered because they were learned relationally. So you don't uncover one limiting belief and suddenly transform. You uncover a layer, you build capacity, and then you move on to the next layer. Because every time you uncover a new layer, what's being asked of you is to be able to move beyond your comfort zone. Each layer asks, can I stay with myself even when it feels uncomfortable? Even when the old version of me would want to numb, cope, or escape? And this question anchors everything. When that discomfort arises, we immediately go to self-criticism, judgment, urgency, performance, collapse, or escape. If your relationship to yourself is harsh or unkind, growth feels unsafe. So then the work becomes building an internal sense of safety and repairing the relationship with yourself first. So here's what we do instead. We become very aware of ourselves and we start noticing one single pattern. That could be overgiving, people-pleasing, irritation, shutdown, and you're going to catch it in real time. Not to judge it, just to notice it. The first thing we want to do is shift how we relate to ourselves. We want to actually show up for ourselves from a place of curiosity and kindness. So we slow down, we create space by softening, breathing, and staying with ourselves, especially when it's uncomfortable. Anytime you're feeling discomfort, that's the growth edge. Can I stay with myself in the midst of this discomfort and allow this feeling to move through and pass? We don't fix, we don't escape, we stay, even for 5% longer. And that's relational repair. So if you're growing, you will feel discomfort because your nervous system prefers what feels familiar, even if it's painful. So healing really means becoming comfortable with unfamiliar safety. You heal by learning to stay with yourself, even in your most difficult of moments. And when there is something coming up, when you get activated or triggered, that's actually an old wound getting pinged. And it's coming up for healing and release. So many of us never learned that we can be in those difficult emotions and ride the wave and come out the other side. And so many of us, the first thing we did as children was come up and out of our bodies and into our mental energy. It didn't feel safe to be in our bodies because those emotions were so big. So we really have to learn how to ground back down into our bodies, reduce the mental energy. And so we do want to catch the signals and sensations in the body first. We want to be aware. We want to notice the story or meaning that we're giving it, but we're not going to reinforce it. We're going to be comfortable in the discomfort and we're going to start getting comfortable with something new, something unfamiliar, but something so much more empowered and supportive. The more capacity you're able to build. And really what capacity is just, it's that window of tolerance in your nervous system where you're able to hold more and more and more over time. And that's what builds true resiliency. So if any of this is resonating for you and you can see yourself in this pattern of having done a lot of healing work but still feeling stuck, this is the doorway. Your relationship to yourself is what shifts and changes everything. So many of us are so disconnected from ourselves that we don't trust ourselves, we don't listen to our bodies, we don't show up and prioritize our needs, And so we have to be able to slow down enough, create enough felt sense of safety in the body to then begin to do the belief work and the subconscious reprogramming work. But we have to feel safe enough in our bodies to do it. That's what makes it stick, because we can do all the affirmations in the world. We can visualize, we can create new belief systems. But if it doesn't feel safe in the body for these new beliefs to land, like if we can't hold the capacity of being somebody who things always work out for, or someone who's successful or abundant or has great relationships, you'll never be able to sustain it, because the minute you achieve that, all that old programming comes back online because it doesn't feel safe. That is the work that we're doing here. We are learning to create a new and more secure relationship to ourselves. We're learning to come back into our bodies, to be able to understand what the body is communicating through the signals and sensations, to be aware enough of ourselves that we're able in real time to catch these patterns. All you need is the briefest of pause. We just have to be able to create that space so we can respond instead of react. And that is a skill set that is cultivated over time with repetition. Take care of yourselves, everybody. I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.